Otra vez el árbitro. Once again, your referee in charge, Héctor Afur.
Vamos a esperar que salga.
Fuera las cuerditas, Nico, fuera las cuerditas.
Los golpes son ataques. Chocan guantes, pegan el mejor. Vamos.
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. looked like he made real strides against Peter Manfredo last week. Canelo Alvarez's turn right now.
It's kind of fun, the fact that they fight in close time frame to each other, so we can do the instant analysis and comparison of who looks better or who looked more dominant. So we get set for the start of round number 1 between Alvarez and Cintron. Let's see if Cintron can work at a steady pace and put pressure on Alvarez.
He looks very relaxed early.
Well, we asked Alvarez sort of what the game plan was this morning. He said, look, I don't feel him out in the first round, just get a sense. I'm going to look to counterpunch, I know that, but sort of then decide which plan we need to enact once round 2 begins. 5 first-round knockouts for Alvarez, 7 for Cintron.
I'm impressed to see how either one of them reacts to the other one's power punches.
Cintron's been down 6 times in his career. 5 times to Antonio Margarita, once to Sergio Martinez. Good left hand by Alvarez.
Looked like he took that pretty good. But he better hurry up and hit Alvarez back with something hard to get some respect. Because if he don't, he doesn't want Alvarez to come at him full-fledged.
One of the problems is that even though Cintron's a good athlete, he didn't start boxing until he was 19. Alvarez since he was 13. And so, Roy, in exchanges, even though Cintron's athletic, Alvarez's shots may land first.
Most definitely.
This is the 244th professional round for Alvarez, the 193rd professional round for Cintron. Cintron was an outstanding wrestler in the Reading, Pennsylvania area. In fact, went to college to wrestle at Thaddeus Stevens College of Technology, ranked 10th nationally, but the school dropped it. He dropped out because he didn't have money to stay in school. His uncle, who he lived with in Reading, Benjamin Serrano, was a boxer, and he tried it and fell in love with it. But that's why he had the late start.
Roy, there's debate about the extent of Canelo's power. To me, it looks like he's heavy-handed. What do you think of his power?
I think he's very heavy-handed. And to me, the same thing he's saying about Cintron is the same thing I think about Chavez. Chavez Jr. didn't have a real amateur career. He just turned professional. This kid been fighting amateur since he was 13. So I think Chavez has more ground to cover than does Alvarez.
In terms of his power, I don't know, it just, he lands with a thud every time he seems to throw Alvarez.
Very strong punches. Like I said earlier, when the first few times we've seen him, I was like, this kid is different because he's a Mexican who really can punch. I mean, a real puncher at 154 pounds.
There's the bell to end round number 1.
Sit down. That was a good feel that round.
Breathe, breathe.
Some water?
Here you see Alvarez leads with a good left hook to the forehead, well, to the temple. Then Cintron comes back with that beautiful jab. Well, that's again, you see the hook, ooh, followed by a great right hand to the top of the head. But those shots landed high on Cintron's head, so you take them better. Left hook followed by a straight right hand, and the right hand was partially blocked.
But it moved Cintron back, Roy. That's what I mean about heavy-handed. It moved his whole body.
Yes, it did, and he is definitely a very heavy-handed puncher, that Alvarez.
Well, according to the CompuBox numbers, Cintron threw almost twice as many punches as Alvarez in that round, 50 to 26. Landed 2 more. As we begin round number 2, scheduled for 12. Alvarez in the white, Cintron in the black.
And we expected Alvarez to be much more economical with his land rate. He's going to land a lot more punches in comparison to what he throws than is Kermit Cintron.
All right, so Roy, feeling out first round for both fighters. So what's the adjustment that Alvarez will now try to enact in round number 2?
Well, now he'll start trying to make more contact with Cintron to see how Cintron really takes his big punches. He's going around, taking his time. He don't want to rush nothing because he knows Cintron has the experience factor as a professional, and Cintron is a very good puncher.
All right, so on the flip side, let's go the other way now. Cintron got a sense of Alvarez's hand speed, whatever. What adjustment or what plan does he try to enact here in round 2?
Well, he's throwing his jab, which is a great idea, but what he has to do at this point is get some respect. Right now, Alvarez has no respect for Cintron's power, so he needs to land a good shot. You see that? Alvarez is all out with his shots because he doesn't respect Cintron's power right now. Cintron needs to land a big shot to establish some respect.
Alvarez goes to the body and backs up Cintron.
One of the interesting things about Alvarez, and there are several, is that it's not easy to really describe his style. He starts out boxing on the perimeter. He can move in if he senses his guy is hurt and become the aggressor. Roy, how would you describe his style?
He's a great all-around fighter. He can fight from the outside. He can fight in close. You don't find many young fighters who can do that, but he did just get caught with a good check hook a few seconds ago that made him back up and respect Cintron a little bit. Now he's got a little bit more respect when he's attacking. He's not attacking just all out with his hands anywhere like he was.
He's a good puncher boxer as opposed to a boxer puncher. He's taking a punch first.
Exactly.
Approaching 1 minute to go here in round number 2. Alvarez digs in with a combo.
The other good thing for Cintron is the shot that he really landed was a left hook, and I think his straight right hand used to be his best punch. So maybe he's still saving that, like that.
Cintron has mentioned that it's hard for him to keep the weight up. In other words, he made 147 pounds no problem, and now at junior middleweight, the struggle is not to make the weight, it's to keep the weight on him because he's naturally not that big.
And you can just about be assured that Alvarez is somewhere close to the 170 range right now.
Yeah, you can see it, a big, thick guy for his height. His upper body.
Short of that combination, jab slips through.
See, Cintron doesn't commit to that right hand anymore like he used to.
There's the bell to end round 2.
Right here. There you go. All right. Okay. Now listen. You're showing up a little bit too much respect now, okay? Fuck this kid, man. We gotta go get him now, okay? Okay? We gotta put a little bit more pressure on him.
You
gotta work your jab.
Hay que volver.
Get from the guard
Hay
open.
que bajar. Si tú haces eso, le vas a dar.
If you did, you gotta get him here.
Almost second. Fuera.
So we get set for the start of round number 3 between Canelo Alvarez and Kermit Cintron. No knockdowns in the fight. Well, I like what Ronnie Shields said, Roy. You're showing him too much respect. Look, you're in Mexico. Alvarez has got the belt. He's the money guy. I mean, you've got to step it up. He threw 46 jabs in the last round, but you've got to start putting some pressure on him or else it's going to be more of the same.
He said the same thing that I was saying. You got to establish some respect at some point. If you don't make this kid respect you and go out and act like you want to take his title, you're not going to win the fight.
I think one of the problems is Alvarez is the better counterpuncher. You saw in the last round, Cintron throw a jab, Alvarez weave it and make him pay. And I think that's keeping Cintron's power hand at home, Roy. He threw a right hand.
Yeah, but I don't like that right hand.
Yeah,
it's not as powerful as it used to be. You know, it used to be when Cintron threw the right hand, you know, it was going to be some problems if it landed.
Right.
This right hand he's throwing tonight is not going to be any problems if it lands.
Tentative because he's scared of what's coming back at him?
No, he's just not committing to it anymore. He's committing to throwing more punches now. He tried to become more of a boxer instead of a puncher. So he doesn't sit down on the right hand like he used to do.
He used to sit down on right hands, and then guys used to sit down and lie down.
You better believe it. See, like that. That's a good hook, but the hook was the better punch of the combination.
And it's Alvarez applying the pressure, moving Cintron back. Good left hook inside. Caught Cintron. Right hand glances to the top of the head.
At one point in his career, Cintron posed a real problem for anyone because of the relatively big size for a welterweight, the athleticism, the good hand speed, the excellent punching power. There was no easy way to beat him.
No, it wasn't. He was a big problem.
It's HBO's Boxing After Dark. Canelo Alvarez, Kermit Cintron in round number 3. Alvarez defending his junior middleweight title. Bob Papa, Roy Jones, Max Kellerman. Ringside in Cincinnati earlier tonight. Adrian Broner victorious to win a portion of the junior lightweight belt. Live here in Cincinnati. So he took care of Martin Rodriguez in the 3rd round.
At this point, though, as Roy, as you mentioned, unless Cintron lands something like he means it, it looks as though, especially in light of recent performances, the Cintron that we used to know welterweight isn't here anymore.
No, he's not, because he's letting Alvarez close the door now, which means he's allowing Alvarez to get too close to him because Alvarez does not fear his power, and that's not a good sign for him.
That will just increase the confidence level of Alvarez, right?
That's basically what's happening right now.
10 seconds, 10 segundos.
Because he's closed the distance, his counters are working better. He caught him with a good counter right hand over the top of the jab.
You gotta take a chance. And look, I'm telling you, man, you gotta hit this guy in the body. You gotta get close enough to go to this
Tune
guy's
in Friday,
body, okay?
December 2nd at 9 p.m. for 24/7 overtime. Coda Margarito, Jim Lampley, Max Kellerman, and Emmanuel Stewart will put the finishing touches on 24/7 with the help of some familiar faces from the series. On Saturday, tune into HBO Zone at 5 p.m. for Fight Day Now, a 1-hour special packed with guests, features, and in-depth analysis to prepare you for that night's mega matchup. It's all part of the countdown toward the long-awaited rematch between Miguel Cotto and Antonio Margarito, coming to you next Saturday night on HBO pay-per-view. And we begin round number 4 between Alvarez and Cintron. And let's check in with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
Okay, Bob, I got a 2 rounds to 1, 29-28, Canelo Alvarez. You know, in round 1, Cintron outworked him, but Canelo did more damage. I mean, there's no question, landing the harder shots. Round 2, Kermit Cintron threw a ton more punches, and Canelo just seemed to feel them out, didn't do a heck of a lot. Round 3, Canelo started to come forward with that lead right hand and that left hook he throws all the time. I thought Canelo won round 3, 2-1, Canelo Alvarez. By the way, we're going to hear the official scores after round 4.
All right, thanks, Harold. Open scoring in Mexico City.
Roy, you think Canelo's doing enough considering how passively Cintron is fighting?
He's really not doing enough right now, but it seems as though kind of like we saw in his last fight. He's kind of waiting to wear Cintron down. You see him throwing a hook to the head, hook to the body there. He's trying to wear Cintron down, close the distance, and the more he closes the distance, the more he'll be able to hit Cintron. So I don't think he's trying to waste his punches early.
Yeah, for a 21-year-old who can punch, he's very patient.
Very, very patient.
And he's using that left hook to the body very effectively here in this round.
And Cintron's corner told him to go to the body. He hasn't gone to the body yet, but Alvarez is doing beautiful body work right here.
Cintron's pumping out jabs. Alvarez is pumping out hooks and straight right hands. Lead right from Cintron. Right hand hurts Cintron, and down he goes.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. ¿Cómo anda? ¿Cómo anda? Levántame la mano. Levántame la mano. Vamos. Vamos.
7th time Cintron's been down in his career. Alvarez looking to finish it here in the 4th. That's a slip. That is not a knockdown. That's a slip. They got tangled up. Benefits Cintron. At least I think so. Cintron's going straight back, and that's why that right hand landed.
Well, because he was such a powerful puncher, guys didn't take a chance to counter his left jab much because they were afraid of the right hand. But now Alvarez has no fear of the right hand at all.
Good left.
Countering the jab at will.
And Cintron hurt at the end of the round as well. Blood coming from his nose. Another left hand has hurt Cintron.
And it looks like he may be done.
For a guy who looks like he didn't want to go on after that first knockdown, though, Roy, he was throwing some hard shots back.
Oh, he was gambling.
Get in, get in, get in, get in. Take a deep breath. You know where you are?
Ya me lo sigue con esa, ¿viste?
Just keep up with that.
Okay. No, 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 no. Listen to me. Are you okay? Yeah, listen. Okay, look. Grab his legs. Come on. Look. Box, okay?
He see Alvarez counter the jab with a jab of his own. Then you see him come over the top of the jab with a straight right hand. This is what guys used to be afraid to do to Kermit Cintron because they was worried about his right hand.
And Cintron got lucky that that bell rang because he was hurt badly at the end of the round as well.
And caught up in the ropes.
He didn't get lucky. Another one just wrong.
Well, can Alvarez finish the show here with a hurt Cintron in front of him?
See that right there? Anytime you can't get out the way of a guy countering your jab, you got bad problems.
Cintron's throwing hard shots back, but he
there
lets
you go.
There's a combination.
That's a Cintron we used to look for.
Yeah, but then he
Cintron
eats that
gets
right.
hit, yeah, and he looks like he lacks coordination when he gets hit with a shot.
And he's getting hit with those right hands in the temple area. It looks like he's losing his balance.
Since that first knockdown, he just looks like he's ready to fall.
The problem
He
is,
does counter with a right hand, though, and then a left.
that might have been an old Kermit Cintron right hand.
Yeah.
But the problem is he can't get out the way of the right hand over the top of his own jab. Alvarez hits him on the top like that anytime he gets ready.
Roy, he just keeps going straight back.
And you can't get away from the right hand like that.
Well, he just showed he has the
Like
power
that.
to bother Alvarez. Will he go back to that power shot now?
He has no other choice. He seems like a guy that's just out of it tonight. Doesn't really seem to be in it tonight. He's not sharp. He's lethargic. He's not ready. He's a guy that's like just not on point tonight.
Well, at 32 and a former welterweight champion, he needs a big performance tonight, not to be off point.
And he doesn't seem to be on point tonight at all.
digs in with some power shots.
Alvarez must have sharp puncher.
Max, that's one of the fun things, too, though, about watching Alvarez. He gets hit just enough to make it fun.
Yep. He may one day be a dominant fighter, but at this point, only 21. He's a fun fighter to watch because of that, what you mentioned. Meanwhile, at this point in the fight, Cintron seems to be throwing back in spite of himself.
Just throw a ball, but it seems like he's dead tired, Max.
Yeah. Like he's almost surprised when he does land a punch and bother Alvarez.
Yeah, he seems like he's dead tired. Like that.
Good combination by Alvarez. And the referee, Hector Afu, has stopped it.
Cintron was throwing back, but he was taking a beating. And I didn't love his reaction to a lot of those shots.
I didn't either. Like I said, just didn't seem on tonight. Wasn't sharp at all. Wasn't quick enough to the punches.
So Canelo Alvarez gets win number 39 and his 29th stoppage as he overpowers Kermit Cintron. In that last round, according to CompuBox, Alvarez landed 28 of 50. 23 of those connects were power shots to Cintron's 11 of 66.